Finance Minister Malusi Gigaba says President Zuma was stating facts when he described a South Africa gripped by resurgent and emboldened racism. Gigaba says the only way to deal with it is to effect inclusive economic transformation. But the minister was reluctant to express an opinion on Zuma's belief that last week's protests were driven by racism. He was speaking to ENCA after delivering the Chris Hani Memorial Lecture in Ekurhuleni last night.
Chris Hani's murder nearly sent South Africa spiraling into civil war. 24 years later, President Jacob Zuma has suggested that the racism that drove it is still alive and well in South Africa. He's further suggested that this racism was behind the protests against his leadership. We asked Finance Minister Malusi Gigaba, who gave the Chris Hani Memorial Lecture on Monday evening, what he made of this assessment.
Look, I don't try to read the President's comments and to analyze them. I think that we all are trying to assess what is going on in our country. Quite clearly, we've got real difficulties, we've got real challenges which will require all of the leadership to pull together across the political spectrum in order to find solutions to the challenges that we are facing. And I think that beyond all discussions, beyond all talk, we need to pull ourselves back and to sit down to discuss.
But is it a useful rhetoric to say that these marches are driven by racism? Is that not further potentially divisive of many people who were not white who joined those marches?
The country is divided. The country is divided.
But is it divided along racial lines?
Look, it's not the speech I made. So I think it would be best posed, directed at the relevant persons. But the country is divided. I think all of us need to acknowledge that. I think the President is stating a fact, and there are views that the divisions are informed largely by a minority trying to defend their privileges. There is a view also from another side that the divisions are caused by other factors. I think we need to try and get ourselves to a point where we can speak with one voice.
But what is your view of that?
My view is that the country is divided. I made the statement clear that we are polarized, that the divisions in our country, which are fundamentally about social disparities, are being personalized. And we are therefore getting distracted to focus on individuals. This one must go, this one must not go. We end up getting hyped up about all of that, when in actual fact the problem is that we've got an economy that's growing very slowly.
Karen Morn, Johannesburg.